Jason Journeyman Wise is a certified naturalist and outdoor environmental science educator who's spreading the word about gender ambiguity and sexual diversity in nature. Now he's leading queer ecology hikes, and he wants you to join him on the trail. Jason told us what we can learn about ourselves when we look at the natural world around us. He spoke with Lisa McCree.
Jason, welcome to the program. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Explain the term queer ecology.
Right. So if you really think about it at a high level, it can be an academic concept that might be kind of difficult to understand, but I like to break things down into the easiest terms for me to understand and the rest of us. And so we have ecology, that's nature, right? And queer just refers to anything in nature, any kind of species, any kind of observable fact that defies our Western cultural expectations.
Hey, I've got a secret. Nature is queer.
That ranges from queer as in LGBTQ, but it can also get into other topics. Anything that just is just a little bit off from what we might expect nature to be doing.
Most, but not all, plants that make flowers are bigender and bisexual. For real?
Yeah, like you and I were talking before we came on camera. I read a book about trees and mushrooms talking to each other, and that is a different concept that we'd never heard before. But what was it about what you learned and some writings that have been done prior that made you want to incorporate it into your day-to-day life as an educator?
Well, it's really a personal issue. It's a personal concept. It's something that goes back to it's my own upbringing and my own self, really, as a gay man. And growing up, I didn't have this information. It's not necessarily that public out there, and I feel like it would have made me feel more comfortable about myself growing up in a sort of conservative background if I had known that there are gay penguins out there, right? That would be like, well, this is happening in nature, so maybe I'm less unnatural than the way that Western cultural norms have taught me to think about myself. So I want to spread the word about this more. That's why I've started doing these hikes. It's why I do incorporate little aspects of it into everything that I teach in the outdoors, because I think that other people could use this information. It could help them just the same way it might have helped me.
But here's the LGBT. On occasion, ginkgos in isolation have been known to change one limb from male to female.
You mentioned the penguins. There's a famous pair, and the little penguin, she had two daddies.
That's right. The two daddies were Roy and Silo from the Central Park Zoo in New York. They had been observed engaging in long-term relationship, things that penguins do, courtship, eating together, and they also created a nest and incubated rocks. So they were given an abandoned egg from another couple, and they incubated that egg, and the baby chick, her name is Tango. And it's an adorable real-life story of queer ecology.
And you also talk about butterflies. I mean, talk about a metamorphosis.
It's a metamorphosis, and it's a metaphor for, I think, what all people can learn from that we are a certain way, and we can also change. We can also grow and change. And so for a lot of people, for a lot of young people like myself, you're raised a certain way. You're the caterpillar. But there is a potential to get into that chrysalis, change your life around, and become this beautiful creature that you were always meant to be. So as a metaphor, I just think it's beautiful and empowering.
You've been doing these queer ecology hikes for Pride Month for the last couple of years. You're now telling me that you're going to try to do it at least once a month because they're so popular. Right. Where do you go?
Right now, I'm doing them in Griffith Park.
Oh, we got some big poppy energy up in Griffith Park right now. What?
And at the LA River. So I have a partnership and long-time relationship with Friends of the LA River. We had been talking about this. They wanted to partner for one of these events. So I'm doing one there, and then I'm doing ones on my own in Griffith Park, just to use our local nature here in LA as an example to really shine a light.
Some bears are gay. Grrr. Of the 1,500 and counting species that have been observed engaging in homosexual behavior, all 4 bear species that live in North America are on the list.
There's so many examples of queer ecology with plants and animals in both locations. So, I'm really excited to just kind of bring people out into nature and put on this new lens of queer ecology.
How do people sign up?
You can visit my website at jasonjourneyman.com, or on my Instagram. I have linked and flyers up there with all of the different events.
I got to know about the feedback. What are you hearing from people who walk with you?
It was amazing. I had my first queer ecology hike for this month, and it was just beautiful. Everyone was able to open up. It was creating a safe space, and we got into some deep conversations with each other, complete strangers, crying, just really, and hugging at the end. Everyone was hugging. And one person, it said this was the best Pride event they'd ever been to. Like, you know, it's fun to have a party and a parade, but also let's just connect with each other. So it was powerful. I loved it.
Jason, Journeyman Weiss is leading tours through Griffith Park and celebrating the queerness in nature.
And in case you missed it, I'm a gay naturalist. So let's talk about queer ecology.
Thank you so much, Jason.
Thank you.